Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How is everyone doing today? Hey, take calculated risk. Hey, Nick. Hey, Goju. Good to see you guys there on TradingView and on YouTube. Hey, Suki. Hey, Vel. Hey, Carlos Mata. Hey, Maboso. BL's here. Mad Maniac's here. Good to see you all. I saw many of you had good trades. We were on a good run yesterday as well, right? I caught the euro, I caught the Aussie. Was fully focused on those. I scalped the Aussie a little bit today as well. So let me know if you did jump into any trades. We'll give it a couple of minutes before we get started, as usual. In the meantime, two things you can do. You all know the drill. Click that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Click that rocket ship and follow button on TradingView. I just realized that I look really dark on the video here. Need to get some lights. Get some lights. Hey Diana, how you doing? And also, if you have any questions, trading related questions, do get them ready. The euro yen and euro dollar half an hour ago. Very nice. Euro dollar that bounce, right? Euro dollar that quick bounce right now. So I'm doing very well. Couple of good trades, reversal trade. I'm super happy whenever I do a reversal trade because I typically do a trending trade. So I reversal trade on the euro last night and a trend following trade on the Aussie through the whole of last night. Hey Tommy, how you doing from Indonesia? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Tommy, which part of Indonesia are you in? Tommy, Jakarta? I tend to visit Indonesia quite a bit as well. Still waiting to go to the UK and visit Val and everyone else in the UK. I talk about this every time. I talk about this every session. In Solo. I actually do know a friend in Solo. Maybe. I think it's from Solo. Good morning, Jerry from Vancouver. How are you doing? Well, good evening, good night from in Vancouver. Good to have you here. Well, we'll get it. We'll get that done someday, sooner rather than later. But I'm looking for maybe if we can get 20 something people in London to catch up with. I'll make a trip. Diana, any plans to visit Dubai? I'll tell you, I'll probably end up visiting Dubai a lot sooner than I would London. It's a lot nearer, but I do have some intention to head to Dubai very soon. Right. So actually, Diana, drop me a message on in the community. I'll be happy to catch up with you. Find out more about, see what you can share with me about Dubai as well. Okay. Very welcome to visit here, Solo. Tommy said, glad to meet you one day. Hey, we'll get that sorted. Maybe come down to Jakarta if I'm in Indonesia. I can't think of what I'll do in Solo, so come down to Jakarta. Take calculated risks. 5 wins so far in the last 24 hours. A virtual high five to you. Take calculated risk. Very nice. 5 wins in the last 24 hours. I hope you're not holding any other trades. Hey Mustafa, good morning to you. And hey, Angel Case is here as well. Reza is here as well. All right. So with that said, now that Angel Case is on, now that Nick is on, let's get started. So again, thank you all for jumping onto this session, the daily market analysis. I do realize that we have a couple of new names here on the session. So I hope for all the newcomers, thank you for finding us, for joining us here. Um, I hope you'll find the session useful, informative. Do let me know where you're joining from, as you probably gathered from the first few minutes of this session. I do like to travel around and meet everyone, and just to share their experience, just to try out new things. So let me know where you're joining from. I love to find out. Okay. And for all the newcomers, if you might not know the drill yet, if you have any questions at any point in time, do put it into the chat. Let me know. I'll be happy to repeat any points, elaborate further. If you have any particular pairs that you are trading, right, or you want some analysis on, put it into the chat as well. I'll be happy to do that for you guys. For the regulars, you all know the drill already. As usual, interact, chat. Let me know what we can do. Give me any feedbacks as well. I'll be happy to take all that on board. And if you find this session useful, interesting, informative, whatever else good stuff, do click that rocket ship button for me on TradingView, and also on YouTube. Do click that thumbs up button. It helps with the algorithm, helps us get found, which we've already seen with a few new members joining us, or a few new viewers joining us at this point in time. If you haven't already, for all the new viewers, the link is there. Do join us on Discord. That is a trading community available for you guys, absolutely free to join. We can take our discussions beyond this 1 hour session that we do here through the day. We're sharing news ideas, we're sharing analysis, we're sharing trade setups. It's all that. Okay. Hey Kelvin, good to see you. Mata is in Portugal. We got Mustafa from Iran. Very nice to see everybody. Very nice to see a lot of new names as well. So what we do in this session, fundamentals. We look at what happened since the last time we spoke. We look at what happened or what's going to happen coming up. We look at technicals in terms of where price is, where price could react. Right now, there's a small retrace on the euro dollar, and also a retrace on the dollar index as well. So we're seeing a retracement. We look at all that technical setup to look for trades, right? To look for trades as much as I can. I'll identify trades, and look for the entry level, the stop loss levels, the take profit levels for you guys. I'll try to prioritize it for you. I don't jump into all the trades, right? I do jump into some of the trades that we discussed, because I can't jump into all the trades. You'll be over leveraged, you'll be over trading at that point in time. Okay. Okay, Amphira, no worries. Issues with the internet. Hope to catch you again next time. Do click on the Discord link. You can watch this. And also, if you are not able to join at this point in time, this is recorded. So you can always catch the recording as well. Okay. So with that quick disclaimer, any information contained on this webinar should not be construed as advice and is presented as educational material only. Your objectives, financial situation, and needs has not been considered, and you should consider its appropriateness for your circumstances. That's why I said, I identify the trade setups together with you guys. I don't jump into all the trades because, I can't monitor all the trades at the same time, and I don't want to be looking at, two counter trend trades or everything following the trend. So I do tend to split it up, and that's what you should do as well. Make sure it fits with your own trading strategy, your own trading methodology. Whatever you're comfortable with whatever you can repeat over and over again is what's going to make you money. Okay, I've seen a lot of people learn trading methods where they learn it because they think that it's going to make them money. They don't learn it because it fits them or it's suitable for them. They learn it because only for the aim of making money. And then what you realize is that it's not a natural process. And because it's not a natural process, you're forcing the issue, you're forcing trades. You will tend to make some money, but then most often, because it's not a habit that you keep on with, you end up doing all kinds of funny things, and then you get into bad trades, losing money. So remember that contents of this webinar is not intended to be a recommendation to trade a financial product. please do your own due diligence. Good morning, Bill. How are you doing? Giving tours in the islands of Santorini, so I haven't been able to trade much. No worries, Bill. You did miss out on a couple of very good trades yesterday, but if you're busy, don't force a trade, right? So I'll tell you this one thing that I used to say this a lot, but I've I have MT4 on my mobile phone, but I don't actually use my mobile phone to trade. I've never entered a trade on my MT4 on my mobile phone. I've always entered a trade when I'm sitting down on at my computer, checking everything, checking the news, checking the price, checking the levels, making sure that I follow my rules before I enter a trade. The MT4 mobile or mobile MT4 is really there to do a quick check of how my position is doing, right? Or as I do the quick check, I'll look to close out a position. So the the moral of the story is that I never liked trading on an iPad or on the phone. Is because when you're sitting there, you're doing a nice tour of Santorini or wherever you are, if you're not in the right mindset, jumping into a trade is possibly the worst thing you can do. Right? Sitting in a cafe, looking at your phone, jumping into a trade, coffee might be too hot, might make you jump into a bad trade. Coffee might be too cold, makes you jump into a bad trade. So I really want to sit there, dedicate the time, trade. Once I'm out of trade, what you guys will realize when you start meeting me is that once I'm not looking at my screen, I don't even know what the price is. Right? You probably realize that when I'm typing up the summary, and I forget prices almost instantly. So once I'm not looking at it, I don't know the prices. But once I'm sitting down trading, I'm fully onto dedicated into that trade mindset. Okay, so with that, let's keep going. Um, in terms of news yesterday, we did have the US consumer confidence number released at 10 p.m. GMT plus 8 yesterday. A little bit surprising. So remember I was telling you that it was at 104, it was at 104.2, expected 104. I didn't expect a big change, but we saw it drop to 101.3. But despite this drop of 101.3 to 101.3, what we actually saw on the dollar index at 10 o'clock, where was it? At 10 o'clock last night, right? The dollar continued rising. So it was rising all the way through. It continued rising, hit our diagonal trend line to the downside, and then now reversing back down. So it was a little bit peculiar, lack of a better word, I would say peculiar, is that despite the bad news, we saw it pushing up. There was good new home sales number, but at this point, it really shouldn't be, wasn't the reason why it pushed up. I felt that why the dollar index pushed up from this point was really that retracement back within this range. Okay, about there. Okay, so it actually did come up. It went up a little bit higher than we anticipated, but now it's retracing back down. So take that arrow away for now. And this today is the 26th. What am I doing? Okay. Okay, so my view on the dollar, with the way it's retracing, possibly that resistance level is now a support, possibly could break to the downside, right? Could break to the downside. So dollar index currently, I might look for downside to possibly that 101.20 level. 101.20 level. So still within that range, coming back down. Okay, why I think it's going to come down, firstly is that retracement. Secondly, if you look into today, right, we don't have many news on the dollar, so it retraced, or rather it bounced or retraced to the upside for no real reason, right? No big reason. So right now, I think that it's retraced. It's possibly going to come back down again. Okay, thanks, Bill. So I'm anticipating this move back down on the dollar index. Okay, this move back down on the dollar index. Um, what else did we have today? Was we had the Aussie early this morning at 9:30 a.m. GMT plus 8. I rushed into the office. Right, typically I get in about 9:30, 10 o'clock, but today I rushed in, sat down, got ready for this news because we were anticipating for inflation to slow down. Was 6.8%, expected 6.5, came out at a 6.3. So inflation growth is slowing faster than expected. Trimmed mean CPI is also slowing down. Quarter on quarter CPI is slowing down just a little bit, not as fast as expected. But overall, we are looking at CPI at 6.3%. The peak was at 8.4. So it is on that downward trajectory right now. Okay. At this point, what I'll also share with you, I did a write up here. So I do write for some brokerages. I'll share this link in there for you guys on YouTube. I don't know whether I can share it on TradingView, so I won't get into trouble there. Um, did share something there on inflation growth slows down for the Australian economy. This is on the H4 time frame, so I'm actually looking for this to possibly trade down to 6565, and if it breaks that level, with the RBA to be making a decision next week, we could see this break that support down to 64, 0.64. Okay, so that's the longer term analysis on the dollar, on the Aussie dollar, considering CPI, and also considering the interest rate decision to come next week. All right, so the link is there. Check that out. All right. Okay. So with this news, what we actually saw on the Aussie was this. Okay. At nine, I'll squeeze this down a little bit. We'll talk about that shortly. At 9:30, so at that point. Okay. At nine eight. This is 8. This is 9. Okay. 9:30. Zoom in a little bit. The news release came out, spiked down, retraced back up. Why did it retrace back up instead of trading down all the way? I predominantly is because it is a very key support level here. So anticipation is that it broke down, collected some stop losses, went back up, and then continued back down again. Right? Why is the Aussie dropping? Because of a lower CPI, is because inflation growth is slowing down. That's reducing the need or the likelihood for further rate increases to come from the RBA. Right? With further rate increases less likely, we know that increasing interest rates is going to cause an increase in demand for the currency. So less rate increases is possibly going to push the Aussie to the downside. So I got in at about 10. Let me check. 10 something, 10, right? I saw that. I was still anticipating the downward move. I did a quick scalp on this trade down, and then I did one trade. Yeah, I did one trade down here, right at 10 for this trade. I think I did this like that. So that was a 20 pip stop loss. I had a 40 pip take profit, but then I closed out at about that 20 pip level, just about that 20 pip level. Okay, so 1:1. BL took a quick trade on the Aussie too. I know BL was commenting in the group saying like, "Hey, I told you last night or yesterday afternoon that Aussie was going to be a better trade." Kelvin caught that trade as well. Good job, guys. Well done. Right. So I love what really excites me here when I'm sharing this with you guys. We do it absolutely free. The community is free. I don't charge anything. We want to share that trade idea. It's for this where we look at trades together. You guys are entering trades independently, but we're all entering similar trades, making good profits. Okay, so that's what really gets me going. Right now, at this point, um, I'm still anticipating some downside on the Aussie dollar, but with the way the dollar index is moving, we might see this retrace a little bit before turning back, possibly turning back down again. I love you guys for it. I love you guys for it as well. Thank you for that participation. Okay, so at this point right now, you guys got me distracted. Got me blushing and distracted. Let me see what else are we looking at. Um, Thursday, nothing all the way till the next time we speak, where I'll tell you more about the GDP. And then I will be writing for the brokerage on the Bank of Japan as well. So I'll update you guys when I've done that article as well. Okay, so you can see CPI data done, cleared. We might see some downside on the Aussie dollar, bit of a retrace now for the downside later. And then nothing much else for the rest of the day. We do have some news, durable goods, core durable goods, but might push prices, might give some relief to the dollar. It might give some. Let me just have a look at this. Core durable goods excludes transportation. So I think, okay, just adjusting this a bit, I think we could see this come down and maybe bounce back up later into the day or later into the night. But for now, we're still looking at downside potential. Okay, so now looking at the charts, starting off with the Kiwi dollar first. Same thing. Yesterday, tested, broke. I'll take this away. I don't know why this line is here. Oh, well, we're saying it's going to test and turn down. It did test. It turned down. Didn't turn down as much. Came to that same low, right? Came to that same area and bounced up a little bit. I do think that we could see this trade down, but it's going to retrace a little bit more first. Okay, especially with that dollar weakening right now. So, anyone got into the Kiwi dollar trade to that 0.6125 level? Okay, if not, at this point, I think what we could see is a possible retrace up here and then turn back down again. Okay, to that 50% level. All right, so I think what's going to happen is that on the Kiwi dollar, hey, and remember, as much as we had very good trades yesterday, make sure you do your own due diligence before you jump in any trades today. I think that the Kiwi dollar could trade up to that 6160 or 6170 level, right? Trade up to this point before turning down. So what I would be looking for is selling opportunities around this region. So about 6165. All right, stop loss 30 pips. I'll be happy if 30 pips is very generous, and then take profit, almost a 40 pip to this level. I think if it comes down strongly, then we could see it break lower. But just because it's tested this point 3 times now already, I think that would be a reasonable first take profit level to consider. Okay, take calculated risk is in it now. I hope you're in it buying, because I do think it's going to retrace, right? So you could buy it up and then look to sell it down. I'll just look to sell it down from there. So 6165, 30 pip stop loss, about 40 pip take profit. And 616, what was it? 6165. 30 pip stop loss and a 40 pip take profit. Hesitation at that level. Very good. Done. Alrighty, next up, Aussie dollar, right? As I was looking at this on the H4 time frame, I'm still looking for that downside. On the H1 time frame, it is retracing slightly. I take profit. I think I closed out maybe a little bit earlier, just a couple pips, and then it went through a little bit and then rebounded back up. Right, so I'm very happy with that trade. If you did the Aussie, let me know. Now that it's trading below 6625, what I would anticipate is a test and a reject of 6625. Right, so these are all resistance levels now. It's very close. It could test this level. I don't think it will get to 6640. Yeah, I don't think it will get to six. Actually, no. It doesn't really matter whether it comes to 6625 or 6640. You're only looking to sell on rejection of that resistance level, right? A turn down from that resistance level, then you're looking to sell. So it doesn't matter whether it comes up to this point and turns down or comes up here and turns down. You're only looking to sell as it turns down. Then you're looking to sell. Can be a little bit aggressive here. Below 6620, stop loss maybe 25 pips, take profit almost 50 pips, let's say 45 pips to the downside, almost a 1:2 risk reward ratio on the Aussie dollar. Okay, so I'm looking for this to bounce, turn down, trade down. Okay, fair enough. I'll be happy with that. So 6615, the 25 pip stop loss, 45 pip take profit. Sell below 6615, 25 pip stop loss, 45 pip take profit. As yeah, it'll be later. I don't think it'll happen now, but it'll be a later stage. Okay, good stuff. Alrighty, next up, this way. Okay, US yen. So Robbie asked this question about the US yen in the community, where he was like, is the yen, is there a risk off or risk on the yen? I was looking at this. You guys know that I was looking for it to bounce off this trend line and trade up. It didn't happen, right? Or rather, it bounced off. It went slightly and then it went straight back down. So it didn't happen there. I was waiting for potential of this trade, given that we saw that big upside move on the dollar index, right? So I was anticipating dollar strength to push it up, but then the yen continued dropping. I believe it was, like I was sharing with you yesterday, the euro yen dropping because of the euro dollar, the Aussie yen dropping because of the Aussie dollar. Right across the board, a lot of the major currencies were dropping, so it started dragging the corresponding yen pairs to drop, leading to the US yen to drop as well. So that trade didn't trigger. We'll take that away. Muhammad Buba, I will look at Euro Aussie shortly, so give me some time on that. Okay, so now that it's broken this trend line, what I'll do is I'll take these away. And if we look at that, on this case, nope, I don't like this trend line anymore. With the way the dollar is moving, with the way the dollar index is moving, possibly trading down. It's retracing a little bit right now, but we're looking for that to trade down. Then what we could anticipate is for the yen to trade down to that 133 support level. Okay, it's currently at 133.50. There's an equal low there, so I wouldn't be rushing into a trade. If it does trade below 133.50, then it's going to come to a situation where there's not a lot of pips to be made to the downside to that 133 support level. What I would rather be looking for is if the price, so I'll let it trade down, I'll watch it trade down. If it does break below 133, then you could have a trade down towards 132 dot, about 132.15. Okay, so I'll be looking for this move. I'm looking for it to drop. Only if it breaks below 133, then I'll be looking for 132.15. Um, that's a fair move. There are things to consider on the US yen, but not right now. We do have the Bank of Japan with their decision or their monetary policy decision on Friday. So, we could still see this trade down driven by the dollar weakness, potential dollar weakness. So this could trade down. Okay. So US yen, I'll be watch for reaction at 133 support, sell down to 132.15 if support broken. I'm almost writing a whole analysis here for you guys. I need to shorten this summary a little bit. Lydia, I will look into pound yen and euro yen as well. No worries. Okay. So pound dollar, look at that. I know a couple of you did get into the pound dollar selling down. So this is where your support levels, resistance levels are super important. It came down. Right? We saw this rejection or breakthrough of that resistance turned support, now turned into resistance again. It broke through. It went straight down. So there's a good 60 pip move to the downside here on the yen, on the pound dollar. Hope you guys got into that trade. And you can see that it came down, tested the support, tested the diagonal trend line, and then retraced back up. Very strong retracement back up. Too late to get into a trade right now. I would say that 61 is broken already. So we take that away. Take that away. We could see this. I'll move this resistance to this point, which is 1.25. I think that it's going to come up here and turn back down again. Right? There's no big reason why we should see a change in trend at this point. So pound dollar might trade up, hit that 1.25, and then turn back down. Okay, might do that. Again, you all heard me say this before. I'm running the risk of over expecting a strength on the dollar. That weakness right now, or short-term weakness, but recovery in strength on the dollar. So far, we're expecting that on the Kiwi, expecting that on the Aussie and the yen, and right now on the pound. So we need to consider some other possible options. Okay, but we're looking for it to come up to 1.25, test. Okay, so sell below 1.25, 1.2490, 20 pip stop loss, 80 pips, 90 pips take profit. Yeah. So pound dollar, sell below 1.2490, stop loss 20. We could do 30 pips. I think it'd be safer to put 30 and then 90 pips. So what I'm looking at is a 30 pip stop loss there, because I want to give it a space in case there is some tail, and then a 90 pip take profit, just back to that support level there. Okay, so nothing right now. or Kiwi, Aussie, or still sitting there. Yen doing the same thing. Oh, I forgot to put in this. That's why my chart looked a bit bare. Okay, there we go. Euro, I did this. Um, I got into this trade right at 6 o'clock, right as I left the office. I was about to leave the office. I just plonked in a trade. It was a set and forget kind of trade. So I jumped in, sold right at that point, right? And I'll show you on the hour close. Next one started retrace a little bit, and I just got in there. Had that 30 pip. I had that all 60 pip take profit. Around it a little bit, and then I just closed out a little bit earlier as well. Okay, so I got into the euro. I think many of you did get into the euro trade as well. Let me know if you got into that euro dollar trade to the downside. Very nice reversal there. Right now, trading back up. I would say that it's right in the middle. It's right in the middle of that support and that resistance level. So we could see, or we're anticipating that upside, a continuation of that upside, supported by that trend line. You can see that it's bounced off several times. Wait on the euro. Let's see what happens. If it does climb up towards 1.1074 or 1.1075, see what happens there. A rejection, we look to sell down. Continuation of the upside, we see a breakthrough. So I wouldn't jump into anything on the euro dollar right now. It is in the middle of that support and resistance level. Wait it out. Let's see what happens at 1.1074. Okay, and I'll update you guys through the session at night when I'm trading, as price action develops. Okay, I got it. Oh, cool. Mustafa got in on the euro dollar. Okay, wait for possible reaction at 1.1070, I think. 1.1075. 1.1075. There we go. Okay, so I know euro dollar is a favorite for many of you, but don't rush into a trade right now. It does look like it's going to trade up. You could look to scalp it up, but I would urge a little bit of caution. Um, at this point, it really could do anything. Okay, let's see, a possible reaction level is at a 50% level, so it could trade back, and it came very close to that 61.8. Looks like it's retracing. It could even reverse down from here. Right, it could even reverse down from this point here. So I'll just be a bit more cautious on the euro dollar for now. Okay, so now that we've looked at the US yen, the pound dollar, the euro dollar, and also the Aussie dollar, we can look at the euro Aussie, the pound yen, and the euro yen. Okay, so euro Aussie still trading up. We did this yesterday. I think we did this yesterday. We're looking for it to break above 1.6585 to trade up to that level. This is a pair that a lot of you ask about, but it's not one of the pairs that I trade. But I'm very happy to see this push up towards that take profit level. Hope you guys got into that, especially Buba, and I can't remember who else asked that yesterday. Okay, so take that away. That's happened already. Now, anticipating that the Aussie dollar should trade down. So anticipating that the Aussie dollar should trade down, which seems like it's happening soon. The euro dollar retracing, but we think that it's going to come to 1.1074 3 breaks above this resistance level, as in break and close, right? Watch the candle close above this level. If it does, then a very big move to the upside. So 1.6, I would look for it to break above the round number of 1.67. Take profit huge at 133 pips. Stop loss, could be 50 pips because we're going to be safer there. To the upside, if you're looking for this, any possible levels that we're going to watch out for. I got itchy nose again today. Happens on alternate days. Possible 1.6776. Okay. So again, back to the current. We could see this trade up. First take profit would be about 70 pips. Second one would be about 130 pips to the upside. All right, Buba, that's the view on the Euro Aussie. Possible continuation to the upside if it breaks above that resistance level of 1.6670. Now with that, let's look at the pound yen. Right, because on the US yen, we were anticipating for it to bounce off that trend line to push up. It didn't happen. It went straight down. The pound dollar lost ground. It went straight down. What you notice here, and pound yen is a pair that I've only added uh, into into my trading group only very recently, because you can see a double top formation, and then straight away we found a big strong support level, very volatile moves. Right now, what needs to happen is that it does have to break above 166.60. I'll just round this 166.60. Then you could be looking for an upside. Pound dollar, we're expecting this to push up, so that would support the pound yen pushing up. US yen might trade down a little bit, so that could be one of the reasons to slow down that move. So I would shift this right across and just say, let's watch, right, what happens at 166.60. If it does break above, then you could see this. Hey, actually, here you go. Here's an idea on pound yen is a beast sometimes. It's a good beast if you're on the right side of it. It's a terrible monster if you're on the wrong side of it. Hey, Finlay, how are you doing? Okay, so a reaction. Okay, pound yen, look for that reaction at this level. A breakthrough, got that upside potential. A rejection like that, could see it trade back down again. Really, it's about 166.60. Hey, looks like the same thing we said yesterday. Too late to sell, look for reaction at 166.60. I would just shorten that and say look for reaction at 166.60. Buy, sell, potential. Okay. All good on the pound yen. Kaka trade, US 30 could have reaction in this support. Okay, I'll check US 30 as well shortly. Euro yen, I do know that someone said, I think it was Vel, who got into the euro yen trade. No, Suki, who got into the euro yen and euro dollar. A rebound right now, so it's very similar, a bit less crazy, a bit less beastly compared to the pound yen, but anticipating that euro dollar possible push to the upside, the euro yen could trade up, especially after having formed that double bottom there, pushing up. you could be looking for. I don't want to say the same thing like in pound yen where we're looking for a reaction at 147.50. Um, because that's a 50% level. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Because it's right in the middle. Look for a reaction at this point here. Ideally, I would like to see it trade up. Then you can scalp it up before a bigger move to the downside. But you could just test this level and trade down. Again, no particular view on the euro yen at this point. Romeo, I will do gold shortly as well. Okay. Um, if I were to, if I were forced to make a decision on the euro yen, I would say I would prefer an upside move. Right? So not like the pound yen where it's up or downside potential. I would actually say that you could be you could scalp it up, but probably safer to look for a buy above 147.50 up towards 148.50, especially if the euro dollar continues pushing up. So 147.60, take profit about 80 pips. Stop loss, I would say that because it's a continuation of the trend, I would keep the stop loss quite tight, maybe about 25 pips, 25 pips. Okay, so 147.60, 20 pip stop loss, 80 pip take profit. Okay, we're not right. Here we go. Euro yen, buy 140. Wait, what was it again? 147.60. A stop loss 20, PP 80. Was it 80? Yes. Cool. Got it. Dollar retracing straight back up. Right. I do think that we might see it might come back up a little bit before turning back down, but I'm still looking for some downside potential. Okay. Then US Swiss franc went up, came back down, testing that level. Could trade back up. I think that this view still holds for a push, a correction to the upside to that 50% level, 61.8. I do think that we might see this continue pushing up there. It's going to be choppy. It's going to be choppy because you can see that the dollar is or has been trying to push down. So as the dollar tries to push down, we might be looking at the US Swiss franc pushing down, but retracement on the dollar pushing this up right now above as it rejects 0.89. So I looking at it possibly take this away, chop and change around this area, but I do think that it's going to push back up. All right, so it might chop and change here for a little while before trading higher. BTC, please. Okay, BTC coming up. US CAD. Anyone going to that? That was a very nice one. Went up straight up towards that resistance level of 1.3650. Right, so you guys would have noticed right now from yesterday's session, we had the Aussie shot down to take profit. We had the pound dollar shoot down to take profit. Kiwi went down a little bit. Aussie went down to take profit. Yen didn't trigger. Pound dollar went down to take profit. Euro dollar went down to take profit. US Swiss franc went up a little bit, sat there, and US CAD went up to take profit. So far, in terms of trade setups, we're doing. I'll give myself a pat on the back and say we're doing pretty well. But again, why I say that, why I'm highlighting this is, do remember that trade setups are trade setups. There are times where it's going to be entirely wrong. Please do your own due diligence before you jump into any trades. Okay, so um, US CAD, no big news on the CAD. We have oil there coming up. US CAD, I'm going to be very cautious to think that it's going to push up above 1.3650. We're going to need significant dollar strength for that. And you can see that this level holds quite strong. Sorry, I'm just thinking. That works to 61.8. We have another one there. So if it does break, we could see a trade up with an interim level at about that point there. All right, that swing level there. So if price breaks through, I know I'm shifting the chart around a lot. It's just easier to see it this way. If price breaks through that resistance of 1.3650, we could see 1.3735 in this fashion. So 1.3660, take profit, 70 pips, stop loss, 40 pips, maybe even 30 pips to the upside with a hesitation at 1.37. Okay, so what was my view on Swiss franc? Choppy, possible 8954. Okay, and choppy could climb to 0.8954. Mohammed Buba, the link is there. Hang on, I'm just doing so many things at one time. Let me just type this up first and I'll get you the link. Okay, there we go. And then US CAD. Okay, the link is there. Join the Discord trading group. Okay, a US CAD, we were looking at it to break above resistance of 1.3650 towards 1.3735. Buy above, so US CAD buy above 1.3660, stop loss 30 pips, take profit 70. Buy above 1.3660, stop loss 30, take profit 70. There we go. Super. Cool. Next up, gold. So this was what we talked about gold yesterday. Was going to trade down. After it comes down, it's going to bounce back up to that 2000 level. Could trade within this range, but I'm looking for that upside move. So far, part one, correct. Part two, correct. Looking for it to form part three, which is that retrace back down again. With the way the dollar is doing this, I'm not entirely sure it's going to retrace or gold is going to retrace too much. Because if the dollar does come down, then gold is going to break slightly to the upside. I think it's going to. How do we look at this? I think it's going to stay below. We might have. This is a thought. Here's a thought. We might have a brief breakout on gold, right? 2004 towards 2013. I don't think, like I was telling you guys, I don't think it's going to have a big upside, but I do think we could see this trade up. In fact, this will be something I'll be watching on my prop challenge account or prop trading account as it breaks above 2002. Close above 2002, we could see it come up towards 2013. Okay. Um, Needs to close above 2002 to to climb to 2013. Alrighty. Super. How's that? Good, good, good. If it's good, put a thumbs up. Let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know. Click that little rocket ship button on TradingView and that thumbs up button on YouTube. YouTube guys doing very well. Thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And then on BTC, big retrace, a big correction to the downside, pushing back up at that 28,376 level. Um, I tend to look at this a bit on the longer term time frame. Big support level here. This is a good strong resistance at 28,700 or 28,800. On this view, I mean, it needs to anticipating that up. Let me check some news. Satoshi Bitcoin white paper removed from Apple. Okay, fine. Ordinal inscription. Okay. Fresh increase, but 29,000 is a key to more gains. Yeah, it does need to break above. So like that headline there, price signals fresh increase, but 29K is a key level. We have our 28,700 level there. So it does need to close above this point before we could see it retest at highs of 30,800. Okay, so wait. If you're looking at this a bit of a shorter term trade, or if you're trading this, then wait gets above set 28,800, then you could see that upside move. Yeah, I would say that's my view on Bitcoin. Hey Jamil, no worries, you're late, but it is recorded, so you can catch the recording. Not a problem at all. Okay, so as we head towards the end of the session and the close of the hour, we check out the price levels that we identified. All right, it looks like this is a new hour. It closed back down. It's possibly going to retrace a bit and push down. So I think that this might not work. We possibly might have to see what happens at the close of the five. It's 4 o'clock now. 4 o'clock GMT plus 8. So we have to wait to see what happens at the 5 o'clock GMT plus 8 period. If it does break down, I'll update you guys in the community. Might be looking for the downside move. If it does climb, then we could see it test and turn back down. Aussie dollar, same thing. A bit less potential volatility, but it's just at that level. Could see it trade down from here. US yen is happening. It looks like it's going to be trading down. Dollar index looks like it's pushing lower, close quite strongly to the downside, so I do anticipate that downward move. Pound dollar pushing up. I think we might see a bit of a retrace before a push up. This is a bit of a level as well that needs to be cleared before we're going to see that upside potential. Euro dollar looking more likely to climb up. Everything else has a bit of a red candle. This is still holding. Swiss franc pushing up. US CAD sitting right across. Okay. Euro yen we did. It was anticipating for it to climb up towards that 147.60 level and possibly trade up with the price action right now. Could mean that it's going to do this. You could be looking to buy at that support level if it does trade down a little bit stronger. Okay, pound yen trading down as well, so it didn't climb as high. If it doesn't come to our level, then it's a trade miss or a possible move miss. That's fine. Don't rush into that. Okay. So with that said, if you haven't already, the links are there. Do join the trading community. Absolutely free to join. I want to see you guys there. We can always take our discussion beyond this session into the trading community. I will be posting this up right after this session. In fact, I'll do it now. Oh, crap. How do I do that? Oh no. Okay. 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 We do this, we do this, we do this. We say levels discussed during 26th of April. Post it up here. Then trend, technical, fundamentals, Twitter, Forex, FX, commodity, BTC, gold. All right, and we go. So you guys can always check out the link or the post there. The summary sheet is all there for you guys as well. Okay, I hope you had a good session. If you have any further questions, comments, feedback, do let me know in the trading community. I'll see you there. So for now, trade well, trade safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.